I think I got myself seriously tangled up in something here. Literally. Did I mention that I love working with cables and stuff? It's beautiful. It's a lovely job. Especially when it's 33 degrees outside. There's no breeze at all. So, it's perfect weather. It's just a tiny bit sweaty, but we're getting there. This is actually my depth sounder, and that was always running through the salon because it's really tricky to pull it through. The old one went through a place that I can't reach, so I decided now that I'm at it and I'm pulling all these cables out, and then I'm putting this new stuff through, that I'm gonna put this in properly as well. So I had to drill a little hole into Karl because there's no way I could lead it through that other stuff. So I hope it's going to be long enough. That's going to be the only critical thing in this whole project. But if it does work out, that'd be pretty cool, because that cable has been annoying me for like 3 years maybe. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure why, but I have the feeling this project has gotten a tiny little bit out of hand. All the ceiling removed. Everything is out here on the floor. So it has to go over there, through there, under here, around there, and then it comes into this box where it finally meets this guy. Long enough, just. Because I had to take away a little bit of the ceiling, I'd been thinking, well, maybe I'm just going to take away the whole ceiling and paint it white whilst I'm at it, right? It's not going to take a lot of time because half of it was off anyway, so I'm just going to sand it and paint it, you know, maybe a day of work. And to run the sander for the ceiling to get, to prep the wood, I need the generator. And the generator has not been running since maybe October last year. So basically the sanding that was going to take an hour max turned out into half a day of fixing the Jenny, and I was getting a little bit frustrated. I got a beer out and just sat there and I looked at it and tried different stuff and put it back together. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because in the end I did get it working, and then I tried to sand on it. It was stable enough to run the sander. Obviously by that time it was already 9:30 or something, so I did not go that far to start the sanding at that time. But you know that feeling when you sit there and finally that generator is working again, and you know that you just did that, you just fixed that, and you actually find a way to make it work again. I think if those moments didn't happen, then probably this whole journey wouldn't be there anymore. But because they do happen, that it's like the best drug ever to make things work again. It's incredible. Like, now it's time for some breakfast / lunch whilst the stuff is drying. And you know, on a boat it's like you eat what needs to go. So today this can really needs to go because it's not looking so good. So it's gonna be pork with beans and toast. Very nutritious, right? So when I was a kid, I always watched those Spencer and Terence Hill movies. And you know how they had those beans on the fire in a pan and they just ate straight out of the pan? Terence Hill but Spencer style it is for lunch today. And trying to screw wood to the ceiling by yourself is a bit of a tricky job, and it definitely does not help if you start at the wrong end by accident. But when I looked at all the new brightness inside the boat the next morning, all the grumbling from the previous night was totally forgotten instantaneously. Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning here. It's around 7:30 maybe, and I'm just having my usual morning coffee. And well, usually each morning when I wake up, there's about an hour each morning that I spend on the social media and checking for any comments or what's going on or posting a picture. And today I have to do a little bit of computer work because I have to write an article for a German sailing newspaper, the Yacht, and I'm using the early hours because it's still a little less hot and it's beautiful outside. It's really quiet, and probably then gonna use the day for sorting some data as well. I have this whole bunch of hard drives, SSDs, and those are the ones that get sent back to my team back in Germany. And my sister's coming in about 3 weeks from now. So gotta make sure I've got all the data organized when she comes. So probably I'm gonna do that too today while some edit, and then yeah, we'll see what else the day has in there for us. By the way, I figured out that I usually spend, if you include filming and commenting and updating my website and doing interviews and writing articles and editing pictures, sorting data and all that stuff, that I probably work around 30 hours, like 25 hours, 30 hours a week. This is just for you who think that being a video vlogger means not really having to do any work. I mean, it's not crazy, don't get me wrong, and I love it. Well, I already got 10 comments on a post that I just did half an hour ago. Remember, this is Sunday morning, at least here. Well, the next on the list is to take the old engine out. But more about that next week.